Hello guys and welcome back. So now let's display our time here once we start playing. Okay, so for that we're just gonna create a simple widget to display time. Let's go in this app bar widget. Okay, so where is it? It's here. So here we only have this button. The action, we have the leaders board, and then we have this as a leading. So here in the action, let's have a check. Okay, if the game is playing, we want to be showing the time. Okay, else if it's not playing, that's when we have this showing. Okay, so here maybe let's quickly create a widget. So let's say widget build timer. Yeah, let's say timer display. Yeah, like that, I think, but we don't want to call the consumer, so I'm just gonna ignore what Copilot is creating there. This we are going to pass a string which is going to be timer. I'm just gonna call it time, and then here let's return a row. Okay, first let's return a row widget like that, and then it's gonna have children like this. Okay, now, yeah, the first child is going to be the icon of the timer. So let's get that rounded one, timer.rounded, and then let's give it a size of 20. Then what else? Here in between, let's put a size box. Okay, constant of size box of 5. And then here we're just gonna display that time. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. So now here we just need to call them. Okay, so first let's initialize the if it's playing. Okay, final. So yeah, first check is playing, check if it is playing. Okay, we don't want to check like that. We're just gonna call final is playing. We're going to check from the game provider and then get timer, get time. Okay, which is so this is called time. We're getting it from playtime. Yeah, like that. Now here in the action, we're just gonna check if is playing. We want to display our build timer. Then if it is not playing, we want to display this. Okay, so that's how we simply going to display time, and then we can try it. So let's run it. Okay, let's just wait for it to finish really quickly, then we'll see how this looks. Then we can customize it. I think we need some padding, but let's just let it finish first. All right, the application is running. Let's just see if time will show if we click play. So we'll keep everything the way it is. Let's start. Okay, now you can see that our time is now counting. Let's say again neon. Let's write this really quickly. Okay, now one thing, we definitely need padding there. So what we're gonna do is let's just keep on looking at it. So here, instead of doing all of these checks, since we are working on it, I'm going to copy this. Then I'm just gonna put it above here. All right, we can put a comma and then we can comment all of these. We just want to display it anyway. Okay, now let's hot reload. You can see that we have that, And then here we just need to wrap maybe this row with a padding. And then 8 might be too much. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's okay. Yeah. So we wrap that with the padding, and then yeah, looks okay. Unless you want to customize this further, if you want, you can put this row in the container and then give this container a color, so that for example, if I do wrap this in a container, and then you can put some decoration like that. Now this can be like deep purple if you want, and then if we hot reload, we can have something like that, which means this we need to put in the padding, and then this we can give the white color, and then also this we can give it a style of white, okay, this comes from text style. Then we only want a color, which is going to be colors.white. Okay, so you can do something like this if you want. Okay, if you wanted to display it more visually appealing, maybe you can put it in the container. So I think 8 is too much. Let's have 4. Okay, maybe out here let's keep 8, and then the padding which is inside here, maybe let's do 4. Then let's hot reload. Yeah, if we want, we can put it like that. Yeah, I think maybe I like this one better. Yeah, you can have the time in the container like that if you would like. Okay, so let's put the constant here. All right, I'm gonna leave it like this inside the container, and then now we know how it's looking. Now there's no need for this. Let's delete it. We can uncomment that. Just like that, we have put time now to display up here. All right, next is we want to try another method. So here when we click start, we're only trying this method of words. Now we want to try for time, so meaning this time will be counting down. Once it reaches 0, then it's game over. Okay, so we have already done this. If we go to the game provider, on our method to start time, we are also checking if it is time mode. If time is equals to 0, it's going to stop game. Okay, so in this tick method, if it is time mode, it's decrementing. So the other thing that we did not do, so let's remove this comment. Once the user has changed this to time, we don't want to generate only 5 words, okay? Because you know that the default number of words is 5, okay? But if it's for time, we know that it's going to depend on time. If we leave it for 5, someone can just quickly generate 5 words before 30 seconds, which means the game will stop, okay? So we're going to put a big value for number of words every time the user changes the time mode, okay? What we can do is, if we want, we can be setting depending on the time picked here. If it's 30 seconds, maybe we can generate 50 words. If it's 1 minute, maybe 100 words, okay? We can either do it like that, or we can just simply come on the method to generate random words here. And then also here, before we put the number of words, we have to check if it is time mode, okay? So here we're going to check is time mode. So if it is time mode, the number of words that you are going to generate, if we want, we can depend on this time, okay? We can do another check. If it time is 0.30 seconds, we maybe generate 50 words, okay? But for now, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do a shortcut. whenever someone has just picked to time mode, let's generate a lot of words which will cover even the 4 minutes. Okay, so here maybe let's generate something like let's do 200 words. Okay, in the else we'll generate number of words. Okay, so here I know that maybe in 4 minutes, they can, okay, let's maybe do 300 words. All right, I want to cover all of these, but I know there are people who can type faster. Maybe in 4 minutes they can manage to type this, but this is just to show you guys how we can increase the number of words. Okay, if you want to be just to cover everything, you can set this number of words depending on the time picked. Okay, so we can do whenever you pick time here. For example, just when you switch here, we can put it to maybe 50, but whenever you pick time here, if your time picked is 1000, we can change the number of words. Okay, let's just do that, and then I'll show you how it can be done. Okay, so we're going to this method of set timer. So let's go to the setters. This is set number of players, set game mode, set time mode, set number of words. Yeah, this set number of words, and then set duration. Okay, so here we can check what duration you have picked. Okay, so here, if we want, we can just ask our assistant to write that. Okay, so now we can do set number of words based on duration. Okay, so here we can say if duration is 30, the number of words is going to be equal to maybe 50. Okay, so now we can just let it create. Okay, so you can see if okay, now it's just checking number of words is equals to value. If value is equals to 30, then 50. So it's just checking just one. Okay, so if we want, we can just put a switch statement here. Okay, can do a switch statement here. We can check like that. Okay, let's click tab. So here we can check if value, which means it's 30 seconds, number of words is going to be 50, and then if 60 seconds, number of words is going to be 100, if 90 seconds, 150. So we can just make sure we cover all of this. To know that we cover all of these, we are going to go to constant, and then we see we have 30, 60, 90, 120, 180. So we can check with these. Okay, 30, 60, 90. So let's go to game provider, 30, 60, 90, 120, and then now we can go on here. Okay, so let's do another case. So here, let's 150. Let's see, do we have 150 and 180 next? So if case is 150, the number of words is going to be that. Then let's do another case, 180, number of words is going to be that. And then is that the last one? Then there's so 180, 210, and 240. 180, and then case 210 is going to be that, and then 240 is going to be that. In the default, it's going to be 50. Okay, great. So now we can set this like that. So if that number, but now even these numbers are smaller, because in 1 minute some people can do more than this. So now you can, this time of number of words, you can just come and change here. Okay, in 30 seconds maybe we can have 50 words, and then and so on and so on. So maybe, yeah, let me just keep it like this. Okay, I'm gonna keep it like this, but for you guys, it depends on the players. You just want to make sure they don't finish all these words before this 1 minute finishes. To make sure of that, you have to increase this number. Just make sure they can never do more. If it's time mode, they can never do this number of words in this time. Okay, great. So now that you have set that, which means I don't need to put what I've put here as a shortcut on a generate word. Where is that? Here I just put 300. It was going to be active for everything once you just switch to time mode. Okay, now we don't need to check this. We can just always get the number of words, because the number of words we are setting every time we switch, we make this switch. So now sometimes you can be like, now I'm on 1 minute, okay, and then I turn it off. Once I come here, it's going to start on 1 minute. So every time you do this switch, you have to check what time is here, and then you set the number of words. Okay, so here we're going to check also the set time mode. Okay, set time mode, where is that? Set this set time mode. Okay, so we have to check if true. If value, let's remove that. If this is true, we need to update the duration. Okay, so because but updating the duration, we need to check what number is here. So we have to update the duration, meaning we have to check what is the duration. Okay, so if we need to check again to check this if statement. Okay, we simply need to call the set duration again when you switch this. Okay, so here we have to do again set duration, but now, okay, we need to get the value, so we can't call that again. Where is that? Set here, set time mode. Okay, so once we check that if this is true, again we need to get the duration of what is there, and then set the number of words. Okay, so here again we need to have a check if the duration which is there is 1 minute. We need to set the number of words to 200. Okay, so basically this switch statement, we need to make its own method. Okay, but anyway, let's not go into that right now. We have just created that method, so let's remove this. Okay, this is not it's not too effective. Okay, so once we just switch, we have created that when you change here, you also update the number of words to generate, but that's just effective if this is on. If it's off, we don't want to be doing this. Okay, if the time mode is off, so here for example, if this is off, we don't want this to be working. We want this number of words which is here to be working. Okay, so that's the issue that we're having now. For example, if I turn this on and then I change this to this, which means the number of words it's going to be this. Okay, now if I turn it off and then start the game, it won't generate 5 words. Okay, it's going to generate what we have put here. Okay, So that's why I'm saying every time we turn this on and off, we need to reset the number of words. Okay, I hope you're getting my point. So how we're going to do it is like this. Okay, if you have selected the number of words here, for example, as 5, I'm going to go through this once again because it's tricky if you don't know what you're doing here. If you have left this, for example, as 10, and then you switch to time mode, then you change this to be, for example, 4 minutes, which means you have changed the number of words from the 10 that you have put there to 400. Okay, now you decide, no, I don't want to play this mode, I want to play the words mode. Here you will see 10, but you have changed it to 400. Okay, so if I press play here, it's not going to generate 10 words, it's going to generate 400 words because of this code here. Let me just show you. Let's hot reload. I just want to show you how this messes up things, so we need to be careful. Okay, so maybe let me hot reload like that. It starts from the beginning. So if I press here, and then now you can see that, okay, I want to play 10 words, but wait, I want to play for time, and then now I decide, no, I'll play 4 minutes, and then I change my mind, no. So once I click on 4 minutes, it has automatically switched to 400 because of this code which is happening here. Okay, but now I decide I want to play this one. Okay, you see already it's getting errors. Okay, yeah, it's, of course you should have error of this 400 because this 400 is not in the drop down on our number of words. Okay, so what we need to do is this number of words which are bigger, we need to reset it if we are pressing this button. Okay, so what we can do is we need to go to the game provider, and then here on this button, when we are turning it on, we need to save the, let me hot reload once again. Yeah, it's going to give us an error. Let's just wait for it to load. If we open this up, if I press this button to go to this side, immediately when I press here, I need to save this number of words which is here somewhere. Okay, so I've saved it, like for example, I've saved it. Now every time I want to turn it off, I need to set it back, the one that I've saved, to return it to this. Okay, yeah. So now what we're going to do is let's go up here, and then we're going to have this number of words, and then let's have another one, saved number of words. So this, let's also initialize it to 5. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is here where we are changing the game mode, where is that? Set game mode. Okay, no, it's not. Is it this one? No, it's set game. What's that method? Set, because it should be true or false. Set time mode. Okay, here. So here we need to save. If we are going to if value, so we're going to check if value, which means is true. Okay, great, this is what we want to do. Okay, if value is equals to, we're just gonna say if value. Okay, if value, we want to get the number of words, we'll put save is equals to, okay, this number of words is going it needs to be the opposite. We are going to save this, the number of words, we are going to save it in the saved saved number of words. Okay, and then else, if it is not valid, which means it's off, we're going to do the opposite. Now we're going to get this one that we have saved and then return it to the number of words. That's what we need to do. Okay, now let's hot reload. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same. Last time we got an error. Okay, here we are going to put this time as 10, and then we turn it, and then here we decide to play 4 minutes, which means the number of words has changed to this, which is not in that list. Now when we turn it back off, we no longer have an error because we have returned what we saved to the number of words. So now again it's still 10, okay, because we have turned it off. Then if we switch again, so that has saved to that, then this is still 4 minutes. If we click this, whatever we can change here, it will be changing because of this method. Now once we turn it off, we're just going to return what we have saved here. Okay, in that case we don't have an error and everything is fixed. Okay, so here I don't know if I was too fast or what, but I created the problem and then we fixed it without even testing the error really. So I hope you have seen what I was doing here. Okay, so now that's it. Now we can try the time mode. So let's click the time mode. Now we're gonna click the shortest time, and then let's play this as a computer. Now we're going to put it on hard because it will see what words it's going to make in 30 seconds, because 30 seconds we're going to generate 50 words. Okay, so let's play. Now you can see that it's going to be counting down. Okay, analytics. So I'm just gonna try to write this as well. Triumph. What am I doing? I'm too slow. Okay, it was time up. Okay, so it was time up, 30 seconds was up, and then it's game over. You can see that even now it's working great. Now we have put both our methods. So I was trying to delete here, that's why I got an error. So what we need to do is this where is that my text field. So here I tried to delete this and then I got an error. Okay, why did I get an error? Because you know that every time we write a word, it runs this check method, but it did not find anything here because the game was cleared. Okay, so all we have to do is to go back in this method and only run this method if the game is playing. Okay, so here we're going to check if let's initialize this playing on top as well. Let's do check if game is playing. Okay, like that. Now here we're going to check if is playing. Only if it's playing, that's when we are going to do all of these. We can remove that. So only if the game is playing, that's when we're going to run the check and stuff. Else, if the game is not playing, this is not going to be working. Okay, great. So now let's hot reload, and then that's it. I think we can end this video right here. This video is also too long. So in the next one, we have created both methods here. You can play with words, you can play with time. Now we need to create the multiplayer, but before that, there's two more things to do before we get to multiplayer. We have to display the results once a game is over, okay? So let's do that in the next one. Thank you guys, and see you in the next video.